Hey, Dean from Leisure Travel Van. Today we're going to have a look at the thermostat. I'm a good friend Brian from our customer service department. Okay, so Brian, show us how it works. I know that if I press this, that turns it on.
Yeah, that'll bring up the screen, turn it on.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's turned on. You can see how the settings are turned off right now.
They are off.
Yep, so we can change the mode. We can change it to cool. So now...
That's for air conditioning?
This is for air conditioning. If you turn it to cool, the air conditioner will turn on. Temperature set for 16, and you can hear it turn on right now. The air conditioner is turning on. So we can bring that temperature up right here. This is your temperature control.
I noticed that that is in Celsius, which will scare some of our customers. Can you switch it over to Fahrenheit?
Absolutely. There's a little button right here for changing the temperature setting.
There it is. So 74 Fahrenheit and or 23 Celsius.
Correct.
So I noticed that you've moved it over to auto on the mode setting. What exactly does that mean?
Auto means it's going to automatically select the air conditioner to cool or to heat, depending on what's required for bringing it.
Because we have a heat pump built into the air conditioner, running 120 volt power, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
It's running off 120 volt power.
Yeah.
If you want that to run, that means you need to be plugged into the shore power.
30 amp service.
Or if you don't have that, you can also run your generator.
Okay.
So we'll keep going through the modes here. We'll change it to HP. HP stands for heat pump.
Okay.
So again, that heat pump is going to start running if the temperature is set high enough on there. That should only be used though if the temperatures are right around 5 degrees Celsius or warmer.
Okay.
Or 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
5 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, you can use the heat pump. Heat pump's a nice little feature to have if you're in a campground and you're plugged into 120 power and it gets a little cool in the morning. You don't want to use your propane. Hit heat pump, get the motorhome warmed up actually.
Yeah. It's good for taking the chill out of the air.
Yeah. Okay, what else?
So we'll go to the next mode setting. We've got furnace. So furnace is again going to heat the coach up, but it's a little more powerful than what the heat pump is going to be. So if the temperature drops below that 5 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, if it drops a little bit below that, then the furnace will kick on and we can actually really heat the coach up.
And the furnace runs by propane?
Correct, the furnace runs off of propane.
Okay, 12 volt spark, propane,
yep,
beautiful.
12 volt fan.
Make sure that you have your propane disconnect on.
Correct, yes, make sure your propane disconnect is on. But also always make sure as well that if the temperature is going to be dropping below freezing, then make sure that you're winterizing your coach regardless.
Now I had a customer tell me that sometimes he's had the air conditioner on running and the furnace comes on all at the same time. What would cause that?
Well, what can happen is if your fan setting, let's switch over to fan.
Yeah.
So right now you can hear the fan running.
Yep.
The fan is set to low. So no matter what setting we have it on, fan, heat pump, air conditioner, that fan is going to turn on low as soon as the thermostat calls for anything to happen.
Okay.
So if you change this setting here where it says fan,
Yep.
you can go from low to medium,
Yep.
to high,
Yep.
and then to automatic.
Okay.
So if you leave that set to automatic, then the fan will only turn on. You can hear it turn off right now.
Yep.
It'll only turn on when it's required. So even if you turn it over to furnace, it'll only turn on if required. Again, if it's set to furnace, then it's not going to be turning on.
Cool, so always leave the fan on auto.
Always leave the fan on.
And that way you can run the air conditioner separately from the furnace.
Correct.
Okay, so Brian, what a couple little tips for RVers as far as using the system?
Well, one thing with the furnace, always make sure that your vents are not going to be blocked. Those vents include the ones that are inside the coach, down on the floor level. Make sure those are open so you can actually get that airflow in your coach. But also on the outside, you'll have a vent on the sidewall. It's a chrome vent on the outside. Yeah. Make sure that nothing's blocking that, including things like, let's say, the water heater door in some coaches will fold down and cover that vent.
Okay.
So
because there's some heat coming out of there, right?
There's a lot of heat coming out of there, so you can melt stuff or the furnace won't operate properly. So make sure that that is always left clear if you have this thermostat set to furnace.
And you have any other maintenance items that would be kind of interesting for our customers?
When it comes to the air conditioner, these are the intake vents right here. So these vents, they can be opened up just like this, and you can see if there's any debris in there, it'll be collected by this. So just make sure that this always remains clear as well.
Okay, so these are air intake.
This is the air intake.
Okay, and then our vents throughout.
Yeah, these are the vents throughout the coach. So this can be open and closed there.
Turn them off, right? So you can have cold air coming out of there with the air conditioner on, or you can have heat if you have the heat pump. But you like to be over 40 degrees Fahrenheit using the heat pump, is that correct?
That's correct.
A couple of little things. We got a clock here for setting our clock, fan, zone. What's the zone for?
Zone is just for if there were two zones in the coach. These units all have just one zone, but some bigger coaches will have two air conditioners.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about the zone.
We don't have to worry about zone.
We have our mode, which you talked about. What about program? What's that?
Program is, you can set different programs in here. It's a programmable thermostat in the sense that you can set it so that at a certain time, you can set it that the air conditioner will turn on or that the heat pump or furnace will turn on. So
Okay.
to set that, the screen is turned on right now, so we're going to just hit the program. You'll see it says program 1 there. You press program 1, and the program 1 is going to start flashing.
See that? It's flashing.
So at this point, now whatever's on the screen here is what you're setting for your program.
Okay.
So right now it's turned to off, so program 1 won't do anything.
Right.
But let's say we change it to
Air
cool.
conditioning. Yep. Cool.
So right now it will cool to 22 degrees at 8 o'clock a.m. That's
Okay.
program 1.
Okay.
At that point, we can press the program button again. It'll start flashing program 2.
Program 2, yeah.
Now you're going to be setting the program 2 setting. So now
Yeah.
you can, again, you're going to change the mode to automatic, let's say heat pump.
Yeah.
So we're going to, the heat pump will now turn on at 10 p.m. The
Yeah.
heat pump will turn on.
That's
So now to
nice.
save those settings, you hit program again. And now you can see, you can hear that the air conditioner is turned on because it's going to revert to the most recent applicable setting. So in this
Okay.
case, program 1 just turned on. That's why the air conditioner is just turned on. So if this happens where you want to turn all those settings off,
Yeah.
again, you go into where it says program.
Yeah.
We press and hold this program button for about 3 seconds. And you'll see that the program modes are no longer activated.
Hey, Brian, thank you very much for walking us through our programmable Dometic thermostat. And guess what? We'll catch you next time.